What's going on, guys and girls? I want to do a quick soccer video for tomorrow because I want to expand. I did make a short thing in one of my videos, one of my baseball ones, home runs. But I think I'll just focus soccer in this video because the baseball games are still going on, so I don't want to do home runs yet. And soccer can be pretty fun. You do need to risk more though, technically, depending on how you want to take advantage of my strategy. But solely up to you. Um, so, for example, if we have Chelsea versus West Ham, the first thing I'll look at is the odds for whoever the favorite is. And keep in mind, I'm not picking winners, but Chelsea is favored in this game, but they are on the road. Um, and here's a really good example. Bayern Munich is minus 500 against RB. Well, if you go to Bundesliga, where they are, well, on FanDuel they're minus 450, but that doesn't matter. They're huge favorites. That's the point. And keep in mind the home team is on top for soccer. If you've never bet soccer before, it's different for American sports. Is on the bottom is the home team. So we go to goal scorers. Obviously, my favorite in this game is Harry Kane. Um, minus 230 is insane for goals, but there's a reason for that, and it's because he is very likely to score in this game, but there's obviously never a guarantee as well. One of the main things, though, you want to do is when you click on summary, 1 hour before the game, give or take, 30, we'll say 30 minutes to an hour, but generally an hour before the game, they release the lineups. So you always, always, always want to wait on the lineups. Don't bet this tonight, is what I'm saying. Check approximately an hour before the game. So I'm Arizona time. It would be 10:30. If you're Eastern time, this would be the game starts at 2:30. So you want to check out 1:30. And what'll happen is I'll show you where the lineups show. So like in this game, where Harry Kane did score, by the way, you're just going to click lineups, and this is where it shows. So you want Kane always sits up front, which is ideal, but no guarantee. He does one of the biggest advantages of taking someone like this is he does the penalty kicks, which if he scores, then you still win. Penalty kick. So once again, please, please, please wait on the starting lineups because it's possible he might not start against a team that's a big underdog. And he could sub in later, and he could score in the second half. If he subs in later. He can get a hat trick. I've seen it happen many times. It's actually insane how good some of these soccer players are just insane. They're so good. So aside from obviously you probably don't want to bet this unless you're like a whale and you have a lot of money. So what you would do with someone like that is you would bet first goal, which is plus 250, which is actually pretty low compared to what some other people would be. But that's for a reason. He often scores the first goal, and he often scores the first goal with a penalty kick. And then you go two. And then I would take 2 goals, which once again is pretty low, and then hat trick. Hat trick generally I like to do like plus 2,000 or something like that. At plus 900, I would only put like $10 to $20 on it. I wouldn't not really. I usually put five is what I'm trying to say because it's very risky. It's hard to hit a hat trick. But in a game like this where they're huge favorites, it's plausible. It's just hard to do, obviously. So, moving on. I mean, there's other bets you can do too, score or assist. So he doesn't even have to score to win that. Minus 260. It's almost the same as anytime goal. It's pretty similar. But so we do any. You can do anytime if you want. I mean, you can put. I'll just show you an example. Obviously, if you put 25 bucks on it, you're only winning $10. But this is called laddering. So you're laddering his goal, his first goal, his 2 goals, and his 3 goals. Um, and then, of course, aside from laddering, we're going to make a goal parlay for tomorrow. You can parlay him with some of his teammates too, because they should kill them. They should win they'll probably win like 3-4-0. RB might get a goal. Um, Openda's actually really good. He's one of my favorite guys to pick, but he's on RB, and I probably just would leave it alone. Um, I probably wouldn't take any of them to score, but take Kane, and generally I'll just keep it on. I'll take two or three different guys on different teams when I make a parlay. So I'll show you where we go from there. We are going to go. One person I would consider in this game that's West Ham is the underdog, plus 400. However, Jared Bowen is an absolute freaking legend, so you could bet him. Plus 260, you probably would just do like a single. If you really wanted to parlay him with Kane, you could. Obviously, it'll help the odds a lot. But if you toss 25 on his just one goal, you'd win $65. This guy is extremely good at soccer, and they're not big enough underdogs for me to like care that he could still score, and they're the home team, which I think is huge. They could actually win this game. Like Chelsea didn't look very good in their first game. It was like 0-0. Palmer used to be one of my favorite guys, but he's been very unreliable recently. So I like Bowen. I do like Palmer though. I mean, we could put him in the parlay, but once again, make sure he is up front, or they don't have to be up front. Sorry, that's a lie. Um, he's right here, so he's right behind the forward, which is fine. That's fine. That's no big deal. They don't have to be up front. He's still very good at soccer. Obviously, these guys are ridiculous. So once again, if you want, I probably wouldn't ladder Cole unless you really like him. Two goals is plus 700. First goal is 440. And like this is juicy. Jared Bowen, first goal at plus 750. I like that a lot actually. He's just that good. I don't mind him at all. So and then there's three goals which I don't see right now. They probably don't have it listed yet. Yeah, cool. So we'll just move on from that. And then the next game, PSG is what league are they in? League One, Ligue, not La Liga. What am I doing? Here it is. All right, PSG is freaking huge favorites tomorrow, minus 1250. They're extremely good. Mbappe used to be on their team, but without Mbappe, they're still legendary. So there's Dembele. Um, I, this is the same as last season. He doesn't start every game, and I don't know why. He didn't start the first game of the year, which was pretty disappointing. So please, once again, keep an eye. What time is this game? Yeah, so it's right around when the Bayern game starts. A big problem with soccer is a lot of the games start like 4 or 5 hours apart, and it can be you're kind of risking it to make a parlay, but I still think like I would still parlay him with Kane if we didn't know he was starting. So we click him, and then like easily could take these three for a parlay, and I'd feel really good about it. Everyone's unit size is different. Please bear with me here. If it were me, I would probably do like $30, something like that. I know the payout doesn't look that great, but do whatever you want. Put $100 for all I care. Um, I think honestly, this game alone is just like crazy. And Dembele, um, to hat trick, I like a lot. Well, hat trick, like I said, is risky, but I think it's still worth it, especially at plus 750. That's actually not. It's not horrendous odds for a hat trick, but it's not great. Um, and with that said, you could take out Palmer and put in Ramos. I would be okay with that, even Due. Just make sure all these guys are, whoever's starting between these three, I like a lot. Um, I mean, literally this guy, this guy for plus 220. I don't know how to say their names, but this guy's really, he actually scored their only goal in their first game. Um, and I've taken him in the past and he scored goals for me and made me money, so I like him too. But I would probably start here, and then if you want to juice it up a little bit, you can either replace Palmer with Jared Bowen on West Ham, sorry, yeah, West Ham United, and then or even just add him for a fourth. But I think the safest like four-legger would be something like this, if you, because I think PSG could win like 8-0 tomorrow. Like I could literally see them doing that. When they're this massive favorites, like it happens. The games get out of hand and it gets crazy. Um, that really wouldn't surprise me. And then, so take a picture of that, pause it. Cool, looks pretty, right? Like I said, take out Ramos, do the three-legger, or do this as a four-legger. And this is plus 669. Nice. And then 25 would win you 167 there. Well, this is on FanDuel. Of course, every place has different odds. But one more thing I'll show you, which is kind of fun to do. It's harder to hit, obviously, but you could take and obviously please make sure you're starting. I'm gonna keep repeating it because I don't want someone to come back at me and be like, "Wow, he didn't start. I lost." Well, make sure they start. Check the right here. It'll right next to statistics. It'll say lineups, and you'll click on that when the lineups are out. So what I'm getting at is then we take. So we have Dembele, and then we have Harry Kane, and then you parlay their first goal. So that's plus 1090. Once again, if you want more, which these I did a three-legger last year with Kane. Um, I can't remember the other two. Oh, Holland on Man City and someone else. And Kane actually ruined the parlay. The other two hit. That would have been so nasty if that hit, but it's okay. Parlays are risky. I think one thing we have to realize is parlays are actually they should be for fun. They shouldn't be for like trying to make a living. Like parlays should be for fun. That's really what I'm like. I will beat a dead horse saying that. Like don't sit here with a home run parlay thinking you're gonna retire. That's not how it works. They're very any parlay is difficult to hit, especially home runs, especially soccer goals, like hockey goals, NFL touchdowns are hard to hit. So you really have to keep that in mind. All right, I'm getting a little off track, but let me find. And then if you want to put Palmer in there, so you have all three, you can. Let's see, those are nice odds. You put $10 on it, you can win 600. And then another thing I personally like to do if I'm betting all these in a parlay is I'll put singles on all of them. So you do like, I'm just putting a number in there. It doesn't mean this is what I'm betting. So if one of these hits, you know, you're sitting pretty. If two of them hit, or you should be able to round robin them too. Yeah, you can round robin them. Sorry. So if you want, you can round robin these, and I'm fairly confident on these. I mean, it's not nothing set in stone when it comes to sports betting, but I do think it's fun to do these, and so keep that in mind that you can round robin them if you're into that sort of thing. And I have another one for you, two goals. So I wouldn't parlay hat trick. Hat trick is like probably impossible to hit for two people. You have to get so freaking lucky to hit two hat tricks in the same day on a parlay. But I would be okay with. Oh wait, there it is. So if you parlayed, actually, you know what I really like. Feel a burp coming. I really like Dembele and Kane. Well, okay, so all three, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, $5 pays $3,400. You could do that if you want to put, hell, what's a dollar? 680. I mean, that's all right. But I would feel a lot more confident in these two. Oh, I'm sorry. This is hat trick. I am. I'm cooked. Don't do hat trick. That would be insane though. Maybe since I said it, maybe someone should try it, and then they'll become like they'll make a lot of money. That'd actually be insane. I keep forgetting. Oh, Bundesliga. Bundesliga. 2 goals. So if you parlay Dembele and Kane, I like that for 2 goals plus 10-20. I think that's pretty good. 25 would win you 255. 255. That's not bad. And then once again, you put, something on their singles. The nice thing about doing this, if you put it on their singles, and if you hit both of these, you hit this. So you're hitting 3 bets. And I've done this with home runs. Like this a couple of years ago, but I hit like Schwarber and Olsen when Olsen remembered how to hit a baseball, and that frickin' was amazing. I won so much money that day. And yeah, so once again, so this is for 2 goals. If you want to add in Palmer in there, or I'm sure there's way more knowledgeable people out there than me in soccer. I learned about soccer through a friend through work who's from Ethiopia. So he taught me a lot, but yeah, if you want to add all 3 of these, I'm fine with it. And then you can just put like 10 on the parlay. It's 886 or 15. Like sometimes I'll just throw like an odd number on there. But that's just a bunch of different ways to bet soccer. It's pretty fun. And I think that's it for Friday. There's usually really good games on Saturday and Sundays. Um, I don't I don't know much about these 2 teams. Who is this? That's not my guy, no, Tony. Bettis was pretty good last year, but I don't remember. I think they're kind of bad this year. Yeah, cool. So if any soccer experts want to chime in the comments, please do. Tell me who you like tomorrow. Um, Tell me if there's any strategies that you like. And I'm also creating a Discord so we can all hang out and talk and pick our brains and create some winning bets. So, actually, I think a good way to get some comments in the YouTube is if you guys comment your Discord name and I'll add you guys and I'll invite you guys to the Discord. I think that'd be a good way. And then if you do have anything for soccer, chime in as well. Sweet. I'll make a baseball video as well later on when the games kind of end and they start putting up the home run lines so we can start for Friday. Fridays are usually pretty big days. I like doing Fridays. All right, everyone have a good evening.